There we go. So going back before I started my painting business, I was always really creative kid. Always doing art projects and drawing stuffed cars and so on. And my brothers and I would buy model kits, car kits, and we'd mix the kits up and make custom cars and so on, and put custom paint jobs on them with lace and spray cans and stuff. And that evolved into making custom motorcycle parts for my dirt bike when I was racing in high school. In metal shop, I'd design a part and get on the machines and make it, and my motorcycle would go faster, in theory. And then during the summers in high school, I worked with a couple of painting contractors in the neighborhood just to get out of my mom's hair. I had two brothers, and we were extremely rambunctious boys and drove my mom nuts in the summer. So she threw us out of the house and go to work with this guy across the street, so we did. That led to a couple of summers doing that, and by the time I graduated from high school, I had started my own painting business. The same month I started college. Worked my way through college as a painting contractor. Somewhere in that college process, I discovered interior design. I started in college as an accountant. I wanted to be a CPA. 4 or 5 years into that, I still couldn't balance my checkbook. I figured this is not for me. And by that time, I had discovered interior design. Went to interior design school, got a degree in environmental design, and I was out of the gate, so to speak. I did my first, right out of the gate, I went to work for a showroom, kitchen design showroom. Actually, one of my students, friends in school, immediately upon graduating, opened up a showroom. She was much older and had a rich dentist husband. So she opened up a showroom. I went to work for her for a year, and that's where I started my kitchen design career. As the years went on, I ended up designing almost everything there is to do in a house. I created, 2005, I came up with the moniker Design, Build, Decorate. And that was a business where somebody would come to me and to want something done in their house, a bathroom, a kitchen, whatever it was, whole remodel, and I would design it with a homeowner, execute it, build it, hire all the subcontractors, build it out, and then finish it out with decorating, all full furnishings, window treatments, and so on. And then the recession hit. I'll keep it short, had to pivot after that happened. And then in 2019, I came to Kitchen Koncierge. It was a bit of a soul searching journey after going through all this process here for decades. And what's next? Because I was pretty burned out and pretty bored with what I was doing. And I thought, oh, I love to do kitchens. So boom. I spent a year in West Hollywood in a high-end German kitchen. Actually, it was called a German Kitchen Center, I think is what it was called. Designing kitchens based on the German product. I quit that after about a year and started Kitchen Koncierge. Kitchen Koncierge was born out of that process, working in that showroom. About 90% of the people that come in that showroom were in the trade. They were either interior designers or general contractors, builders, and developers, and they all needed help. They were looking for product as well as help and trying to lay it out, figure it out, solve some problems they had with their layout, and that's what I found myself doing. And as well as actually, someone would come in, here's the plans, I need a kitchen, design it for me. And that lasted about a year, and about a year in, I quit, and I developed a relationship with the U.S. distributor for BT45 and bow format cabinets. And from there, I started my own kitchen design business. Go to the next slide, please. And so I'm gonna go through this slideshow. It's gonna be a project, shows my workflow, and then go into another project. So this is a before. Next one. Another before. This is. Yeah. Go ahead and laugh. It's hilarious. It is. It's a mess. So I would, I go through and when the design process is finally finished, material selections, layout, and everything, there's a series of CAD drawings that are executed, and then these become the drawings we send to get the cabinets manufactured, elevations, plans, and then I do near photo quality digital renderings. This is a rendering. And I found this to be extremely successful in conveying what the job is going to look like when it's done. This gets amazing results. Next slide, please. So multiple angles, and next one. So detail of the this tall cabinet wall. Next slide. Another detail. So these are all renderings. Next slide. And then this is the finished product. So pretty darn close to the rendering. And so a couple of things that make me different. My style. This is an atypical Orange County style that I'm doing here. It's very, I call it Eurocentric or European styling. And the manufacturers that I'm a dealer for, we can literally put anything on a cabinet front. This product here is not marble. This is neolith. That whole entire peninsula is wrapped in neolith. And these are 6 drawers here. And we can do the entire neolith line, the decked-in line. For those of you familiar with Antellini, they're an Italian stone fabricator. Their entire line from marble, granites, any slab material that you can think of, we can pretty much put on there, as well as most species of veneer. This happens to be an ebony veneer, as well as a custom door program. So for you creative ones out there, Trisha, you want to really do up your customer, we can do you can design a door front and a drawer front. We'll build it, register it, so nobody can use it without your permission ever again. So another unique thing we do. This is actually an award-winning kitchen. This won 2 awards after it was built. And this is a project that I'm going to go through here. So this is, I was brought into this project by an interior designer. And she, great designer, but she had no idea. Her client wanted a modern kitchen. Mid-century modern was the language they used. She didn't know how to do it, bottom line. And she hired me, and I designed the entire kitchen, worked with her on the material selection, and then we went about executing it. So this is a couple of and then before it was executed, I brought Paul McKelvey into the project to build it, and it ended up being a huge project for Paul himself. I only did the kitchen, but Paul put a whole ADU unit below the house, built it into the hillside. It's a pretty awesome project. Okay, so these are the renderings of that project. The renderings nail it, in my opinion. And this is what sold the project. 98% of the human beings don't have the ability to visualize. They simply don't. You say, "I want to paint this wall red." They're like, "Well, okay." They're looking at the swatch, they're looking at the wall. They can't figure it out. And this homeowner was the same way. We had gone through the process of designing it. She's like, well, what's it gonna look like? So I ended up doing 7 renderings, 2 different versions of the appliances, the stainless that were eventually sold, and black appliances. Decor makes an awesome black finish on some of their appliances. Next one. So again, just more of the same. You show all the different angles of the kitchen, so she can get a good idea of what it's going to look like. And it's nearly identical to the photos. The color shifts are a little bit different.
Paul, that is the kitchen. The only thing that I see is different is the flooring, which you didn't have anything to do with.
Yeah.
But I would not be able to tell.
Yeah. And so back up 1, 2, 3. Okay, this cabinet here. There was nothing here before when in the original kitchen, and during the process, they actually had a table there with a bar. It was a bar set up, and I said, well, why don't we do I called it a speakeasy. It's closed up, you can't see it's a bar, and and then you open it up to this one. And I said, well, let's do the interior of the bar different, make it a little bit of an anomaly in the space. When you open it up, you get a little bit of wow factor. And the gold is basically a brushed brass, aluminum veneer, and these are blue gloss lacquer cabinet. And so again, back to the illustrations. This is a project that's still on the drawing board. The woman and her husband wanted a black kitchen. We laid out a black kitchen, and before I did the rendering, she freaked out. She went, "Oh, it's going to be dark. It's going to ruin the house." And I said, calm down. let me show you something over here. So I showed her the rendering, and she said, "Oh, that's not so bad," you know. And she still wasn't sold on it. So I created this the gold kitchen here. It's actually not gold. That's an aluminum, 1/8 inch aluminum skin on the cabinets. That's it's just I can't even describe the color. Like a bronzy, like a light bronzy color. Like a
great description.
Like a dark champagne. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. This project is still in process. And next, pet projects. I found out through the years I like to design fireplaces. So this fireplace here, this was the house. I did the kitchen downstairs, this master suite, family room. I did a bunch of work in it, and this was built from a slab of quartzite. A company called Marble Works over at Huntington Beach built it. I designed the whole thing, gave them the plans, and boom, they built this. Same house, and this is a family room. This was a product called Wavy Honey Onyx. These things are about 12 inches long, 2 inches yay deep, and they have a wavy texture to it. And this was another fireplace made out of a slab of granite. I forget the name of the granite. And again, Marble Works built this out of a slab. Those guys are.
Same house?
No, this is a different house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
5? Wow, that went pretty quick. Okay, well that's my dog and pony show. Any questions, comments, concerns?
The one fireplace, the first one that you showed, you said was quartzite.
Yeah.
Have you worked with quartzite a lot? I like that product.
I like the product, yeah. When I'm working with natural stone, that's going to be my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah. The black kitchen, I spec quartzite on that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. That's all quartzite back there. But it's a rendering, so, you know. But I think it's awesome. It's near stain proof. It's the hardest stone on the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just awesome stuff.
It's so pretty. Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of it you can backlight.
Different.
Yeah, I just ran into a company that knows how to backlight stone. They actually do it. It's in their repertoire. They don't have to reinvent the wheel, you know. So.
Is the stone has a transparency to it?
Yeah.
Some of it, yes, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you get it to glow.
Onyx is one that has that. Yeah, exactly. That's a pretty cool look.
What's the cost of a kitchen like that?
This all said and done with construction, appliances. This one is going to be pushing 200,000. Yeah.
What is your process on doing these high definition renderings? How do you?
I actually hired out. That's my process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hired out to an expert.
Because they look just like photographs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sends them to me. They're a little flat, and I tweak them in Photoshop to wake them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
There was one thing I want to mention in that speakeasy bar.
Yeah.
You had figured out how to put a LED light strip behind it's hidden, and so the front of the glass glows.
Yeah.
And it's the coolest effect.
Yeah.
I like that. We're gonna use it elsewhere. Never thought.
Yeah, we had originally we were gonna route that into the back of the panel, and it was concluded that would compromise the strength of that panel too much. So we found a really narrow channel with an opaque lens, and it was the same width as the glass. Glued it up, wired it up, bam, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gonna say, I got to have a meeting with Paul at his house about a year ago roughly, and you know, he practices what he preaches, so he redid his whole kitchen and kind of uses it as like his showroom at his house. And it's pretty cool when you get to actually be there and see how all the cabinets open up, and you know, I don't know where the heck the fridge is until he pops it. He does this cabinet. So
Yeah,
it's pretty cool in person.
the first project I showed you is actually my house. So you guys want to have a coffee break with me? I have a really fancy built-in coffee maker. It has a menu of 20 different coffees I can make on it. It's pretty,
nice.
it's pretty cool. Yeah. You want a flat white? I can do it. You want a cappuccino? We can do that.
Should have opened with that.
Right? Especially this morning, right?
Yeah.
Anything else? Yeah.
Oh, what's your, we can see on the high end, but in terms of your prime customer, do you have a kind of a range of people that you like to work with and budgets?
Well, like Paul and Peter say, give me that $10 million home. Ideally, those are rare. Not everybody has that kind of money. But on the everyday side, these kitchens, it's kind of hard to do anything less than $100,000. That's just the way it is. Sharon's shaking her head. She knows. You can go budget. I have a really budget product as well. I don't really want to sell it, you know. I think that's more for somebody revamping an apartment, maybe an ADU. It's not just on the really low end. Here's the cabinets. You're on your own. Put them in. Thank you, kind of a thing. But really, $100,000 kitchen is for a decent product, you know. The good cabinets, decent appliances, you know, mid-level to luxury appliances, good plumbing fixtures, you know, a quartz countertop or a neolith or some other ceramic countertop. Yeah, about $100,000 and up. Yes, sir.
My wife's from Sweden, and every house that we go to, the newer construction is all like this.
Yeah.
It's very European, what you're doing. It's very cool.
And
When
one of
I
the
first saw it, I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it.
on that note, I wanted to bring up the European product. You've got two types of cabinetry. The slab cabinetry is flat. You put a handle on it or push to open, and then you have this channel system. You can see these channels here. Those are actually a finger pull to open up refrigerator, freezer, and pantries. The same thing here. It's a finger pull to open up drawers. That's really the product most people come to me for. Somebody comes to me and they want the skinny shaker cabinet in white ripped oak. I'm probably going to go to Peter. Yeah, you know, yeah. I can do that, but it ends up being really pricey for that custom door style. Go forward to the first kitchen. We're back. Keep going. Yeah, this one. So, same thing here. The exotic finishes that I can put on, there's about 15,000, including the complete rail system of paint colors. What was I going to point out here? Forgot what I was going to do.
What was the cabinets?
Again, the cabinets, yeah. So on Justin's note, everybody asks me, they come in here, well, where the heck's the fridge? And what we have here is a pantry
That's
unit.
funny. It's exactly what I said.
I told him.
What's that?
I said
I had to ask where the fridge was.
So pantry, fridge, 24-inch column, 24-inch column freezer, and another pantry, and then the oven units with the coffee maker.
What's the manufacturer on the appliances, the refrigerator?
Refrigerators were Perlick.
Okay.
Yeah. Appliances on this project were influenced by the price the reps gave me. All full disclosure. I couldn't believe what they did for me. It was just
Time's up.
staggering. Time's up. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.